Welcome back to another episode of Meredyth with a Y, and we are back talking about all things spirituality. And today I have Lorenda Carr here. We're going to be talking about crystals and crowns and dragons and spirit and you name it. And so make sure I've got a whole thing happening over here on Facebook. Stay with us. Hello, everyone. This is Meredyth with a Y, and I am your host, Meredyth Willits. Today, we are going to go deep, changing lives, and I am giving you the keys to the castle. I went and hit live, and all of a sudden, my Facebook feed just delete, disconnected. I'm like, and so it was covering up my music, and I'm like, how do I get there? I don't know how to get to my music to turn it on. That's why I had to. Lorenda, thank you so much for being here. And at least you will be broadcasting live to Facebook today.
True. I'm on Facebook and the YouTube. We're good.
I got LinkedIn and covered. YouTube going, so some people can watch us over there. But usually most people watch via Facebook, but it is what it is. Thanks so much for being here and talking spirituality. I'm getting back on track, back to my original Meredyth with a Y focus. So you're the perfect guest you're actually the first guest on since I've rebranded. So this is perfect.
Look at us. Thank you. I'll take that as a big old compliment. I appreciate it.
So fun. So fun. So I was thinking this morning as I was like waking up, I'm like, all right, what are we going to talk about? Because we could talk about 100 things, but I kind of wanted to start back at the beginning, which is, when did you know and how did you know that you were a medium?
I have a really funny story with that. So I had, like, all my life, I kind of could read people, and I kind of knew what they were thinking. But Gen X, you don't say that to your mom. You don't tell your mom what she's thinking. You know, it never ended well, ever. Right. So a lot of times being a girl in Indiana, when you said things, if you said it with your whole chest, you got shut down. So I learned just to say nothing, feel nothing, or just to take it on. Right. So fast forward, I remember as a kid going, oh, I wish I was psychic. I wish I could see ghosts. I wish I could be like, I just always have been fascinated with all of it. Yeah. Started reading horoscopes when I was 10. And fast forward to, I'm a mom of 3. This whole time I've been fascinated. I went to my first psychic when I was 23 or 24. She was actually just on my show last week. It was awesome. Full circle moment. And she was like, you're going to do what I do. And I was like, but I don't see dead people. I don't think so. And so she told me I'd be an author. I do all these things. And fast forward to, I'm in my 30s. I'm on the John Edward website. I'm a member of their 5, something called the 5. And I'm just learning. I'm trying to take in as much as I can when my kids are sleeping or when, whatever, because I'm in neck deep mom mode. Right. Yeah. And so my friend tells me, all along for 20 years, people are like, you're going to do what I do. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. And I'm like, I can't. My friend's like, okay, let's make a deal. Let's ask your spirit team or whatever to show you a sign. If you're supposed to do this work, let's ask for a sign. So I'm like, okay, cool. Kid you not, a week later, I won a reading at a psychic fair. And they were like, you're going to do what I do. I'm like, oh, they say that to everybody. Okay. And so then my friend says, I said, I think I need a sign of your sign. That was just too weird. That was coincidence.
A sign of your sign.
A sign of your sign. And so she says, and she's like, okay, game on. I kid you not, 2 weeks later, I won like another reading, but it was on the radio. And the lady's like, you do this work, don't you? I was like, I don't. She goes, you're going to. Why aren't you doing this work? You're a very powerful medium. I'm like, no, I'm not. So I tell my friend, I'm like, I'm telling you, they tell everybody that. Psychics, because I've heard it from every single psychic I've ever gone to, that I'm going to do this work.
And all your friends are like, yeah, but I haven't.
Right. Well, it's amazing how we program ourselves to dismiss and
poo-poo. I tell everyone, down. Stop poo-pooing what goes through your head.
Correct.
You are on to, like, it is a real thing. Like,
it's a thing. So I said, well, I guess if John Edward or Sylvia Brown, because this is back in, that time were to tell me that, I guess I'd have to listen. Ha 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 ha. Meredyth, I'm not kidding. I got a phone call a week later from John Edwards' office. And I'm super fan. I've read all his books. I'm paying the $99 a year to have access to all this learning stuff. And she says, "Hi, this is Kat." I'm like, "I know who she is. I know this is his person. Oh my gosh, I've been following them." And she says, "You've won a reading from John Edward." And I'm like, "Are
Oh
you
my
fucking
gosh.
kidding me? What?" And she says, "Yeah, you're part of the 5." And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "He gives away 5 readings a month. Did you not know that?" I'm like, "Didn't."
Didn't know that.
So I'm on speakerphone before phones did recordings.
Right.
I'm on speakerphone with him. I'm literally fangirling. And because I've won this reading with him. And he goes, "You're gonna do what I do." He
That's
said,
so crazy.
he's like, you're a medium."
It's like that Jim Carrey when he's in the movie in the boat and it's like we're send me a sign, God, and it's like
Hi.
helicopter, boat, straight, like all the things. It's like,
You're like,
um, I don't know how much
yeah.
clearer you want us to make it.
Right, right. So at that point, I looked at my friend. I said, "Okay, I guess I'm doing this." But even then, it was more about the tarot cards, and because I didn't see myself as a medium because I couldn't see.
Right.
That's the misconception. People don't understand the difference between psychism and mediumship and what it means to be a medium. Because I would do tarot cards, and I would know it was a grandmother coming through, but I couldn't see the grandmother, so I
Yeah.
assumed I was just psychic and I wasn't a medium. And plus, John Edward in his book said not everybody's meant to do this. I think there's that this preconceived notion put out there by big creators, by big names that say, well, not everybody can do this.
Which is such bullshit.
It is. It is. I have found that anybody can do this. The gift is not whether we can or can't. The gift is in the resources to develop it
Yeah.
and the wherewithal to develop it. And
Have you ever talked to anybody that doesn't have an inner monologue?
never.
There's people. Do you know this?
I've heard no, they
So
don't.
I've run it nothing. I'm like, what do you mean nothing? I'm like, how do you get up and go to the bathroom if your brain doesn't tell you, you gotta pee? What? Zero inner monologue. Zero. Like you need to go look at this on social media. Like it's a whole thing. People are like amazed by it. Like,
Right.
what is that? Like, is that being like an NPC? Like, how do you not have? Because like to me, I look at the voices in my head, right? Is like the ego, which is like the scary voice, or there's just like the oh, don't forget to pay that bill. Like that could even be channeled because you're getting information like a download to like not forget to
Correct.
pay the bill or reach out to Lorenda about this thing or whatever, right? Like all those
Right.
positive little nudges. I don't think that anyone's ever had an original thought in their whole life. It's either programming from whatever or a
Right.
channeled message. Basically, those are the two
Correct.
thoughts in your brain, right?
Right.
How do you not have anything?
That's I didn't know that was a thing.
This is a thing.
I knew that people couldn't visualize. I've
Correct.
met people that can't visualize in their heads, but I didn't know that that was a thing. Okay, I'm game on.
Game. Like,
New rabbit
are they
hole.
NPCs? Like, can they see? So that'd be another good question now that we're talking about that. So like, are the people that have zero inner monologue, can they see pictures then? Like, are they more like clairvoyanty versus
Right.
clairaudiency?
Because how would you again, how would you remember to do things? How would you be able to function in school if you didn't have recall of any kind? A thought. You see what I mean? So
I
I
don't
wonder how
know.
their
I don't.
information comes in.
How do they do any like?
Anything.
How do they go like, okay, 1 + 1 is 2? Like,
Right.
how does that happen? Like, how do you get to 2 without working through it in your brain?
That tells me they do.
Nope, they said
It
that
just
just
comes in.
like, it's just 2,
Wow.
right?
Fascinating. Okay. Yep. New rabbit hole. New rabbit hole.
New
New.
rabbit hole. 'Cause, yeah, so yeah. So I was like how old was I when I started doing this? Like I was in my maybe early 30s, and mine was so around, like I didn't even know that that's what I was doing, and then all of a sudden I was like, I wonder if I can like channel dead people since I'm doing this other energy work. Like mine was super like roundabout weird, but it was later in life, and it was the same kind of thing like you, where you like learned it. Like I'm always fascinated by people that like are born, but I was always very sensitive. Like I was always a very sensitive person.
Yeah, I was too.
So like kind of maybe feeling energy was normal for me, like feeling people's emotions. Like now it's like energy is so palatable to me now. Like when I do, like, do you do energy work, like healing energy work, or are you primarily, you do that too? What do you do
I
for that?
do. Mine is more what I call multidimensional healing.
Mhm.
So I'll go in. I'm actually getting ready to develop a program to teach people how to do this. I'll
Nice.
go in higher self to higher self. It's
Okay.
very different than trance. Trance is a whole different energy shift.
We'll talk
Higher
about
self
that.
to higher self. Yeah. Higher self to higher self. And then they'll show me the past lives or the past existences or current life situation that's most affecting them now, to address like what's going on with them, whether it's mind, body, spirit, see where the energy, they'll show me where the energy is stuck, whether which body it's stuck in. And then if it's necessary in this lifetime, how it plays out. And then I'm basically in trance and I'm just recording it. But then the higher selves will work together. And sometimes they'll bring in the spirit team, very rarely. Usually it's just the two of them go back and forth. And then
Mhm.
my higher self just gives a play by play. And that unless the client know what's happening, and then that energy is either
Happening.
severed or removed or whatever. And it's the wildest experience for me, just as an observer. It's crazy. And then to talk to them later and hear like how they're, all I get from them is what they want me to address or what's their concern. And I'm like, keep it short, keep it sweet. I want to know nothing about you. And that way it's authentic for me. Then to talk
Mhm.
to them later, I don't have to have them in the room. I don't have to have them with me. I
Uh-huh.
can just do it
Yeah.
and then send them the video. And
Now how
it's
long does that usually
wild.
take? Is that like a 30-minute or
Yeah,
like,
it's about
yeah.
30 minutes. Yep.
So you're just
Mhm.
basically sitting there, eyes closed, eyes
Mhm.
open, and then you're saying, "Okay, go into Jenny's higher self. Go visit with Jenny's higher
Right.
self, and tell me what is holding her back, causing her illness, whatever it is." And then
Mhm.
you just psychically listen, and then you're verbalizing as you're hearing what they're saying into like a
I'm
recording.
I'm basically trance channeling my higher self
Yeah.
because I don't recall. Usually, I'll have to go back and listen to the recording
Oh, people are like,
because
"Remember
I
that
don't
one time
remember.
an appointment when you said XYZ?" I'm like,
Mm-mm.
"Sis, I was so
Just
checked out during that
right.
appointment."
And I can hear it in real time, but it's like
Yeah,
a dream.
yeah.
You can hear it, but you can't.
You can't recall it at all.
Right. Right.
Very rarely, like, even sometimes when I'm doing, like, emotional release or, like, body work,
Mhm.
I'll go and say, "Okay," like, abandonment, and then I'll like, then from the word abandonment, it shows me all of this stuff with regard to abandonment,
Mhm.
and then I'll go back to release with the main meridian line, and I'm like, "I don't remember what I said, but whatever what I just said, we're releasing that." Because it doesn't matter, my, like, everything knows what I'm doing,
Right.
but, like,
We are literally just the vessels.
right.
That's it. We're just the meat suit here that's
The
like
pulling it
everything's
in.
coming through and
Yeah.
making it, we're truly mediums. Like that is truly what a medium does.
Yeah.
Whether it's talking to the spirits or being the vessel for healing. And,
Well, it's
what's funny is I had no idea that I could do that. I had and I but I went through QHHT training, learned how to do the
yeah.
higher self stuff, and
Yeah.
that was like, "Oh, this is a
That
whole different thing."
see, I don't do the,
Mm,
regressions. I did. I
mhm.
took through level 2. I can't sit in a room for 5 hours and be quiet. Like, I just
Right.
that's not my jam, but I will say that taking those classes was the best thing I
Yes.
excuse me, the best thing I ever did for my career and for myself because it opened me up entirely to like a whole new way of being, a whole new world, a whole new everything. If you are even remotely involved in anything that Lorenda and I are talking about, I'm telling you, take QHHT classes. They're not cheap, but it will open you up to an entirely new, like, just everything, a new way of being,
Right.
a new way of seeing, a new way of like everything. It's wild. It's one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah. It was a game changer for me, and it was crazy because what happened is I was kind of doing all the things I could online, kind of going back to my origin story of how this all happened. So I started doing classes, but they were all the click to pay, take them on your own
Mhm.
time, those kind of things. I was learning mediumship. I'm learning all these things in my spare time because I also went back to business school
Oh,
in
geez.
2012. So I was in college. I'm like, I've got again 3 kids. It's nuts. My husband's trying to build his career as an attorney. So I'm like Joe's support system, also trying to feed my own soul. And then fast forward to the COVID hits.
Mhm.
I'm no longer in the dance studio. I've got endless amounts of time. And I mean, I still had stuff to do, but
Yeah.
I found that every place that I always wanted to take classes, but never offered digital classes, all of a
Yeah.
sudden so I did my QHHT training then
So
because
did
it was
I. I think we
yeah,
did it at the exact same time, literally,
probably,
which
and
is
so
hysterical.
I know, um,
Did you
and
do it
then
with like Kai and they had some lives and it was Kai and
and
Julia.
Julia, yeah, those
Mhm.
were the lives, yes, but
Yep.
most I mean, I just did everything was on
Most
recording,
of
I
it
was
was
able to
just
do all that.
online. Yeah.
Recorded all my sessions and handed them in, and,
Yep.
but then what I felt very limited. I'm like, "Well, I can't have anybody at I can do people at my house, but it's, like, really weird. We gotta do" whatever. And
Well, we
so,
have dogs.
eh yeah, I do too.
So that
Um,
was like they're if they bark from the Amazon driver, I don't care what you say. That's the thing, like, when they're under, they might not be bothered by noises because you do that one little thing that says, "Any noise that
yeah,
you hear takes you
right.
deeper into hypnosis," right? Yeah, but you're messing up me because now I'm panicking that you can hear the dog. Like,
Right.
I just this is not my so I have an office here in town, but the yoga studio no, Pilates studio across from me,
Mhm.
they love to yell in the hallway. I swear to God. I swear. I can't with these
I
people.
can't. Wow.
"And 1, and pull it harder." And I'm just like, "Shut up. You're
Shut
not
up.
the only people renting here anyways."
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
plus
just
it's just a big commitment. It's a long day and people don't always wanna pay your
5
time for the
hours.
long day. And so, like and yeah, I'll do 5 hours, but even then with the certification, they kinda tried to reprimand me for not spending more time with them. I'm like, "Listen, no. Why would I do that when I can do just mediumship?" Well, then I ended up getting certified for BQH, which was a third of the cost.
What's that?
Um, Beyond quantum healing, it's invented created by someone who was QHHT,
Mm,
studied with Dolores, and speaking of dogs,
yeah.
um, I know, always.
It's
Um,
always it is what it is.
so but now that means I can do it online. I don't call it QHHT when I can do it virtually, so it broadened my horizons to be able to do this
See, I
service,
do past life readings, kind of like what you were talking about.
and I'll do that too, higher
Because
self
when I
past
was
life
doing the
reading.
QHHT, that's what was happening is that
Right,
I
you
was
were going
starting
in anyway.
yes, I was seeing other past lives. I'm like,
Yep,
"We could
remote
really
viewing.
cut out a lot of time and money here if I just
We
tell you
just
what I see."
It's true. It's true though. And so this is why also also why I charge what I charge. So I'm like, you're not just getting me being mundane, blah, 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 blah. I do believe that there are people that have to experience it
Yeah, true.
themselves.
Me and
And
you.
right.
People
Y-
that don't
People like
believe
us.
people that don't believe in this shit.
We have to have, but you know what? It makes us better practitioners.
I know, but why are we so hand on the stove?
I don't know. But what if I did touch it?
I know. Well, I think honestly, I think like I always think that I am able to do mediumship, psychic channeling, blah, blah, right? Because if I couldn't do it, I would never believe it. So that's why I think that I was given these gifts.
That makes sense. I always believed it. I just never thought that I could do it because I thought you had, again, going back to, I thought you had to see
Yeah.
people. So when John Edward be on Crossing Over saying, well, I see your grandmother behind you. Like, I don't see her.
Right.
I don't see anybody.
So do you hear, are you more audient or sentient or?
I it's like I just know things. So
So yeah,
clairvoyant, like
what is that?
clairvoyant,
Clairsentient? Or is that feeling?
clairsentience is feeling. As I do more trance work, I do feel it. Oh, let me finish my story.
Oh, sorry.
You and I together, we're so ADD. I love it though. Um,
Squirrel.
so fast forward to I'm doing all this stuff. I've had this reading with John Edward, all this stuff. I'm with a friend at a tap festival who's married to a medium, a Camp Chesterfield medium on top of that. And I'm telling her, I'm like, well, I'm not a medium. I'm just psychic. Like I could be doing tarot cards or whatever, and I could get messages. And this one time I was talking, but I knew it wasn't my voice and it wasn't my thoughts, but it was very healing to the person. She goes, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What do you think a medium is? I said, well, you have to.
They have to walk in the room with you and smack you in the back of the head and
Right.
say good morning. No.
She was like, no, that's not how that works. You are a medium. And I said,
Yeah.
oh. And
Yeah.
so then I actually went through her, got involved at Camp Chesterfield, got a mentor, and now here we are.
Right.
Now I've fully embraced the whole mediumship thing, but I was doing mediumship all along, just didn't realize it.
Yeah. Isn't
Like
that so?
I would see spirits in my mind's eye when I
Right.
was a kid.
Yeah,
I
that's what
knew
someone was just saying on YouTube here. They're like,
I
I
can't
see it
see
through
any
my
of those.
mind's eye, but not an apparition. And that's how it is. Everyone's like, well, how do you see it? I'm like, pink elephant. I go, did you see the pink elephant? They're like, yeah. I'm like, just like that. But I'm so like clear. Like when you sit down, you're so clear,
Right.
right? That here comes all this crap in your vision screen in your brain, pink elephants, ruby slippers, birds
Right.
flying, that you're
Right.
like, okay, there's birds flying at me. There's no reason birds should be flying at me in my brain. So this must have something to do with you. So you say birds flying without all the other garbage, but that's what you're, you
Right.
know.
Right. Right.
And so that's what like
Yes.
clairvoyance is
Mhm.
there's a woman dancing behind you, dancing the jig, pulling the front of her skirt up, going like this with shoes on from like the 1950s. And
Right.
clearly that's not in my world right now in my bedroom while I'm having this
Right.
appointment with you. So someone just showed up dancing the jig
Dancing with
in
birds.
with birds, which has nothing to do with me. And so the appointment
Right.
commences, right? And so
Yes.
that's very rarely do I do clairaudience, which is being able to hear, but,
I'll get clairaudience, but it's usually music
yes.
or audiobooks. Spirit loves to mess with me because I listen to a lot of audiobooks.
Uh-huh.
They love to give me references from audiobooks. They're like, "Talk about that shadow daddy." I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
no." You know?
See, maybe I should start listening to audiobooks because mine's always music, and I tell clients all the time,
Mhm.
like 'cause they're like, My family, my mom, my grandma never visits me." I'm like, "Do you ever wake up singing a song?" I'm like, "That's them.
That's it.
That's it. That's how
That's
this
it.
works."
Yes.
It's not like people think it's gonna be some, like, grandiose, like,
"Oh, the skies open up. Here
which
comes
for
grandmother."
some people it is. Some people, grandma's standing at the end of their bed and
Yep.
it's as real can be. I've never had that happen as a full-blooded paid medium channel psychic,
Nope.
but if you do,
Cool.
that's amazing. Yeah,
Right.
but mine's in my brain.
Yeah, mine is too, and I'll get the funniest. You're right, you know when it's definitely not your thought because,
It's not
like,
my thought.
yesterday, I was doing a reading yesterday, and all of a sudden, Gerber baby food came
Yep.
in. I'm like, "That is definitely not in my realm."
Not that's not my thing.
The client was like, "Yeah, my dad's making fun of me because as an adult, I would eat the
Gerber baby food.
Gerber baby food." I'm like, "Couldn't have known that.
Couldn't have known
Couldn't have
that.
known that." And also, that was kinda cool.
What do you like doing the best? Because like, I prefer psychic work. I prefer, like quantum healing. I prefer doing psychic work. Like, mediumship, I like. What's your favorite?
I love mediumship.
Do
And
you
I
really?
mean, I'm good at psychic work. I'm really good at it. But
Yeah.
inevitably, the psychic work turns into mediumship because I like to
Yeah.
channel. I'm a trance channel too. So sometimes the relatives will come in and I'll be like, "Listen, do you just want to like me get out of your way?"
Yeah.
And they'll
Yeah.
step in and speak. Um,
Yeah, sometimes I do that and it's like mid talk where I'm like talking to them and I'm like, your grand, and then all
yeah.
of a sudden it's like,
Oh,
you don't understand. Like we really, and I start just,
you just get out of the way. You just let
you
it
just
happen.
get out of the way and you start using you and I instead of he and you. Like, and
Yeah.
it's just so much easier instead of, and then he said, and then you said, and then she said, and it's just like, all right, let's just cut to the chase
Just right.
and I'm going to be
Let's get to
grandma
it.
and, we're just going to go in this direction and it's just so much easier.
Right. And I always ask, I'll say, "Would you feel comfortable your grandmother would like to just come through and
Go,
speak?
yeah.
Would you?" And you could and I'll tell him, "Don't just sit there and let it happen. Interact the more you interact." So I'll teach them how
Yes.
to interact and ask questions or, have the conversation because if you can teach them how to do that and they're comfortable, they know they can talk to their loved one. It makes that connection stronger.
And
So
it's so much easier for us.
it
I know
is.
that sounds so bad, but it's
No,
true.
it's easy because I don't have to worry about, okay, why am I seeing the Gerber baby jar? Why am I seeing someone, skiing down
See,
a
I need to talk to
mountain?
you more because, like, I would never have thought to tell the client to, like, because like, then I'll be like, "Do you have any other questions?" But if I just tell them beforehand, just, like, "Just talk to me
Mhm.
because 'cause you're really talking to your mom."
Yes. Now, and some people might be freaked out by that. So, that's why I always ask, like, would you
Yeah.
your grandmother's coming in very close right
Yeah.
now. How would you feel? Do you just wanna talk to her? Like, I can pull her through and you can speak directly to her. And, um, always yes. It's always a yes, but it's best to teach them how to do that too.
Have you ever had
Is
a
it
client that was addicted to it? I had a client that was addicted.
addicted to having readings? Yes.
Mhm.
And I've had to tell them, no. I would tell them, "Listen, if you're addicted to this or you
Like, when
feel
they're
like you have."
talking like, they have to talk to their mom constantly who's passed away. A lot
Yes,
of times the moms won't come in anymore. Like, they will just won't show up. They're like, she's addicted. She's not living her life. They're not living their lives. They're just talking to mediums all day long and spending all their money on mediums."
right. So what I'll tell them is instead of you paying me all this money, I'll gladly take your money.
Right.
However, instead of doing that, how about you take my class, which is way, way cheaper? I'll teach you how
Mhm.
to do this yourself.
Smart.
And that way I've got people because when I teach my classes, I teach it from a standpoint of like, you don't have to do this to be a professional medium. You can learn how to do this to utilize your team. Let me show
Yeah.
you, let me empower you so you don't have to pay. Again, happy to take all your money.
Happy to take your money. Well,
Happy
I
to.
think the one client that I'm talking about, she used to call excuse me, she used to call those 1-900 numbers.
Oh my gosh.
So, like,
And
tens
those
of
are,
thousands of dollars, right.
yeah.
And then she started coming to me, and I think that, like, there's people that just say, "Oh, your mom loves you. Oh, your mom misses you." And sometimes people, that's all
Right.
they wanna hear, and I'm just like, "Look, your mom's not showing up because you aren't living your life." And then I haven't
And
seen
that, yes. I don't know that I've had that happen specifically because I think I usually cut it off at the knees before
Yeah,
it gets that far. But
yeah,
I have had like a relative come through and go, "Just tell them it's time, like, that they can talk to
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Teach her how to do this so we don't have to keep doing this."
yeah. I need to take one of your classes on
You
the
should.
like, I get a lot of, like, downloads for myself, and it's just, like, anymore, I'm just like, because I shut down the bitchy ego voice, that's, like, the only voice I usually hear anymore is spirit.
Mm.
Like,
I'm getting to that point now where I'm learning to know whether it's mine or if it's coming from them, but I'm learning more and more that what I'm hearing is spirit.
yeah, it's like, I'm telling you, like, I
Mhm.
literally know it's either the computer program, which is three-dimensional human, or it's spirit. Like, I don't have an original thought. Like, I'm either pulling something up, but I think that's even channeling, that's them combining all memories and going, "Okay,
Here
do
you go.
this." do that. Right.
They put a little bow on it and go here.
Right. Like, don't forget to send a text. Don't forget to pay your electric bill. Don't forget that you have a, podcast in 20 minutes, whatever it is. Like, I literally
Right.
think it's just me telling me all day long to do stuff. And then the
Mhm.
mean voice is ego, three-dimensional programming that's like tries to rear its ugly head. So I always tell clients are like, well, what if I hear don't get on the airplane? I'm like 99% of the time that's
That's
fear.
fear.
If you're not meant to get on an airplane, you'll get a flat tire.
Yes. And I tell Spirit all the time, like, listen, I'm getting all these downloads. If it's not coming from you, then please make sure you give me something to like be the barricade.
Right.
If I'm not supposed to get on the airplane,
Right.
make it not happen.
Right. Can't
But
find my
also,
keys.
if I'm
Whatever.
supposed to be famous, if I'm going to miss an opportunity, how about you just not let me?
Right. Well, I always think if it's meant for you, it's going to happen. You might
Correct.
go around the bush. You might
I
take
agree.
longer to get there, whatever the thing is,
Mhm.
but eventually, if it's meant for you, it'll find you. That's how I feel about it.
And I'll tell people, I use the analogy of GPS. So when you put in an
Yeah.
address, a goal, sometimes we accidentally take a scenic route.
Yeah.
But you know what? It might take us long, and the thing just goes rerouting.
Yeah. That's what happens all day long in life. All day
Yeah,
long, you're
yeah,
rerouted. You can
just
screw up.
rerouting.
You can screw up, but eventually you'll get there. Um, we were in the back room before we came out live, I asked you about your crown, and I know you had a new one because I saw you on social
Mhm.
media, and it has
Dragon.
dragons on it,
Let's
which
give
is
a
crazy because I had some client meet. Yes,
Isn't that
it's so
gorgeous?
beautiful. If you're not watching on
Love
socials,
it.
if you want to go to YouTube and let's see, it's on mine YouTube and LinkedIn. It's on yours YouTube and Facebook.
Mhm.
She's got the most amazing
Oh,
crowns.
I do. Wait, you wanna see them?
Like,
I happen to have them
literally.
right here. This is my OG custom crown.
And that's like
It's
amethyst,
Outlander
green and
inspired.
purple amethyst, right?
Mhm. Yep. And then I've
Like,
got,
you're, like, landing planes with those things. Look at
isn't this
that.
stunning?
That's
So
insane.
so for my ACOTAR fangirls books, that book series, for my that this is my Amren crown. So I can't see anybody's comments, by the way. Usually I can.
Oh, I can
I
see
don't know
they're
if everybody's
saying
talking to him.
Tammy's saying, "Good morning, Alicia.
Oh, good morning. I don't know why I can't
Hello."
see them. Usually I see
Yeah.
them. Okay.
Well, I could
Um,
do show comments on stage, but I think it's distracting.
so
Oh,
then
that's
this
really
one is
pretty.
my big Leo energy crown because I'm a big Leo energy. I don't know if you know that about me. And then I went through my Caradwyn phase because Caradwyn, the goddess, was coming to me quite often. And
See,
so
I don't know when, like, a thing comes to me. The only person that
I
I
did.
know is, like, Jesus. That's it.
I channeled him once during a QHHT. Talk about freaking
Wow.
the it was nuts because this person was like, "Well, I feel like, I was there when it happened, like when he was put on the cross. I feel like I was at his feet and I knew Mary Magdalene." I'm like, "Well, don't we all?" Like, because we can imprint energy, we can borrow energy and from lessons, and we can believe it's ours, whatever. And
That was the whole
we,
psychosis for me because I was at the foot of the cross, and it took me about 8 years of it ruining my life, that I was like, "Oh my god, I'm supposed to
oh,
do something. Oh my god, I'm supposed to be
right,
perfect." It was
right.
so bad, and unfortunately, the person that I was working with, because I was doing self-hypnosis, and then I'd come out, and I'd write
Mhm,
everything down, and then I would
mhm.
tell this person everything that I saw, and instead of saying, "This could be an imprint," he convinced me that it was me.
It was you. And the thing that happened then
Life
was,
ruining.
yes, it can be, which goes back to how we have responsibility when we're working with the public, but
Yeah,
that's another deep dive.
yeah.
So she's in hypnosis. She's gone through 3 past lives to bring a lot of closure and healing to her current life. And as I'm getting ready to come out, she goes, "Wait, oh my God, no, I'm there. I'm there." I'm like, "Oh, she really, really wanted to be there." So we're going to go with it. We're going to let her be there. I minding my own business. Now, okay, listen, I'm not. I remote view into
Yeah,
their what they're seeing.
yeah.
All of a sudden, the spirit of Jesus steps into me. I'm like, my whole body expands and I hear him clear as day go, "Hello." And I'm like, "Mm." And I said, okay, so I don't know if you know this, but then all of a sudden I'm getting downloads of me being on the ground, looking over at her, eye contact. He's up there. And then he goes, yes, she was there. And
Wow.
by the way, and mine's in my mind, I'm like, she's in hypnosis. I have to keep talking to her. And
Right.
he goes, she's fine. But I had to do this so you knew that
But
you
she
could
wasn't
do
lying.
this. No,
Mhm.
that you could do this. And it wasn't it that's irrelevant. Like,
Right.
and he's like, and I'll see you again. And then he like whooshed out.
That's crazy. But
And she's
crazy
over
good.
there still talking. She's still talking. I'm like,
Thank God you're
uh-huh,
recording.
yes.
Thank God
Yes.
it's all on
And I'm
recorded.
like, and what else are you seeing?
Right.
And I was trying to be so humble and respectful in that moment, but also he made me feel like not like, "Oh, Jesus." He was like, master energy, which is
Yeah.
what like Caradwen, the goddess of one of the Celtic goddesses, the dragons that we were talking about. And you were talking about dragons. Well, I've got 2 dragon guides. When they come in, I feel like I have giant wings. Like it expands my body. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy how it feels. Um,
I
when
had a dragon situation I have to tell you.
Yes, tell me. I want to hear it.
So I was with a client and all of a sudden, like I'm them, right? Because that's how when I do
That's how it works,
the works,
right?
right? So I'm them, and all of a sudden I look up to my like 1 o'clock and I see this dragon just like kind of like fire and wings, and I'm just like, okay, so hi. And so I was like, there's a dragon here, you know,
So
there's a dragon in my bedroom. And then I worked on that because I knew it was like something to be slain in her life. Like it was showing up in
okay.
that way of like an issue that was finally we've been working together for 3 years. It was finally she was healed enough to deal kind
To
of
deal
with
with
this.
it.
Cuz
Okay.
sometimes that like it's not like we're not good at our job. It would be too much for them to heal it. So and
Right.
it has to heal in layers. It doesn't have to, but the energy that is they're allowing to come into their body and to be healed, you have to be ready for that. Like, if you and
Yes.
I were, like, trying out right now for, like, a blockbuster movie as, like, sci-fi character, we might not be ready. We might need a few
Might not.
classes. We might need some whatever, right? So that's how it is. Anyways, so this comes in, right? And so I work with that, and then all of a sudden, the dragon shows up again, and I go, "Come inside my body." And I'm laughing while I'm doing, like, all like, I'm talking to her, but
You
I
know.
know what I'm doing in my head, but I'm
Mhm.
not telling her because the dragon is her.
Her.
So I'm having this internal conversation telling this dragon to also come into my body, and then all of a sudden I started laughing and I like go whoop and just sent him to the center of the earth to be like transmuted into love. And it like, but they did it, but the dragon didn't know that I was going to do that. So all while I'm talking and working, I'm like, come on
On
come on inside. It's nice and warm in here. And then I went whoop. Like it thought that I was going to like be like, sure, you can join the party. And I was like, sorry, because we have dominion over
Yes.
all everything. Like they do not have dominion over us. There's nothing to be afraid of. But it was like so cool because then I was like looking around the rest of the appointment for the dragon and I was pretty aware. Like, you know how we were saying we're
Mhm.
kind of like out of it? I was aware when I was doing this. Like it was very Meredyth. And so
Yeah, and the spirit will do that. If it's something you're supposed to remember and you're supposed to gain knowledge from, they let you remain more aware.
so
Have you noticed
aware.
that?
And then when
Mhm.
the appointment was over, I was like, remember when I was laughing? And she's like, yeah. And then I told her all like I just told you. She's like, stop it. I'm like, yeah. Like it was so cool. Like I'm like baiting him in. Like, it was like catching a fish. I'm like, come on, it's cool. How crazy
Wow.
is that? And you said you have spirit guides that are dragons, but these were
I have
different
2.
dragons. These weren't like these were
They're
like
more like
dragons
pesky
of their
dragons.
yeah, these were like three-dimensional dragons. Like a monkey on your back. I think that was more in alignment with
Mhm.
what I was seeing here. That's how it felt. But you have like dragon
Mine are
guides?
like master level energy, knowledge, wisdom. I was doing a meditation at one point I ended up trance channeling. I was in class with my mentor and my friends, and the dragon comes in, completely overtakes my body, and the dragon is talking to the class saying, "You are here collectively, and I'm not exclusive to the medium.
Mm,
And that I work with all of you, and there is a secondary dragon here as well." And I've channeled both of them. They're Olar and Solene is what they've identified themselves as.
I love that.
And so in that meditation, I was like, all right, listen, can we go for a little ride? That could be fun. And so in the meditation, he took me over like into these obsidian type mountains, and like there he's like, that's just volcano over there. And but then took me into like this collective little, what looked like a little village, of where all the souls of all my classmates and a number of people that I work with outside of that class, all there working collectively to gather knowledge and for various reasons. And it was just wild. He's like, this is your job. This is why you came here. I'm like, could you, okay, to have friends that like, what, I didn't get it. And he's like, it'll be revealed. Just know that this is the starting point. Um, so I was okay, okay. But then he spoke to the class. Couldn't tell you what he said
Yeah,
because he just spoke to the class. And he's come in, and I've channeled him on my live before. My friend Carrie Koss and I will do something called the channeling experiment a couple times a month on YouTube. And we'll
that's
we'll
fun.
we'll just trance channel whoever. Like, we're always surprised about who's coming in. And my dragons have come through and spoken before.
Good question. What do you think about these people that are channeling Charlie Kirk and all these dead celebrities that cannot, there's no sitter?
I just can't.
See, why is
I
it that
just can't.
all like the ethical mediums that I follow, they all say the exact same thing? That one gray-haired old lady, she's be channeling every prince, Marilyn Monroe, her new one's Charlie Kirk. It's so predatory.
It is. It is. And actually, a person that I used to do work with wanted me to do that. Notice I said I used to work
Yeah.
with, wanted me. Now, I did bring through in a private, not meant for public consumption.
Yeah.
I did channel Dolores Cannon while I was in hypnosis
Yeah.
with that person as a facilitator. But again, it was not meant for,
Right, right, right.
it was our experiment to see if
I
I
talk
could
to
even bring her
people
through.
all the time. I have
Right.
a friend that's a friend with a celebrity, and she said, this person is channeling this celebrity who's my friend's brother. Is it real? And I said, I'm going to say 99% not. And then I checked in with it, and I saw who killed him and all the surroundings, and I saw the guy and I
Right.
saw the girl, yada
Right.
yada. And but this woman on TikTok.
I feel like I think it came up. It came up on my FYP because it was a Charlie Kirk. And I'm like, oh, I just kept going. I'm like, first of all, I don't need to be in anybody's energy that would be willing to. I don't need to hear his voice from beyond. I don't need it. He can
Yeah.
stay over there. No love. No
Even
love
though now
here.
I'm starting to think that he he uh he might have been an operation, might
You
have been a
think?
situation.
You
I
think?
think I think that I think that things went awry pretty
Mhm.
badly for him. I
Right.
don't think he was falling in line.
Correct. So, um,
But yeah,
anyway,
I'm
I
not
don't believe in doing that. If they come through, again, I feel like it's not necessarily for me
the
to put out
broadcast.
there. And
Yeah,
actually, one of the reasons that I stepped away from this
person.
colleague
Yeah.
was she put it out there and said, a QHHT practitioner and a client. I'm like, I was not your client.
Get
We were
out.
working on a project together, and we were going to do a series of these. And at one point we had done 2 of them, and then we came out of it because Dolores was not willing to talk to her
Hmm.
and about some things. And then Dolores was saying, when she'd ask about more like conspiracy theory type things or like things that were in the books, Dolores was like, okay, keep in mind, even then, that was coming through the lens of a human filter.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything that was said, even though it came through very similarly among many people, it wasn't necessarily the fact, or things were not fact. It was coming through a human lens and how humans perceive it. And I'm like,
That's
and a lot
interesting.
of it. Yeah, I thought so too, because I'm like, what a great opportunity. Because I do that with loved ones. I'll ask grandma and grandpa, okay, now that you're on the other side,
Oh,
what
totally
advice
different.
what advice would you give now that you've lived this experience and you're here? What would you tell them, your loved one, right?
Yeah.
And that's how we were coming at it with the whole bringing Dolores in. But it wasn't meant to be for public consumption
Yeah.
at that time. And I had said, if we're supposed to put this out there, we need to have it where there are things that can be
Verified, maybe.
verified, but not necessarily in a way that I could have known.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay,
see
that
what I
makes
mean?
sense.
Like,
Yeah. Which is tough. How do you even, I mean,
I feel like that's a phone call to Julia Cannon and go, "Okay,
yeah.
listen, things that are not public, how do we please watch these. Please watch." We could have gone from that angle,
I feel like
but
she's not very like responsive that way unless you know her in a different way than I do.
I don't.
Yeah,
But
because
I'm just
I've
saying,
messaged
like,
her to see if she wanted to be on the podcast, and I didn't even get a response. I mean, I got a response back from Bashar's people.
wow.
Yeah, but I didn't get a
I'm
response. I
not
mean,
yeah.
she didn't even respond, so
And it is what it is.
yeah,
But I just said, "Okay, we're done. Take that down. Let's not do that."
yeah.
But that was not meant for public consumption. It wasn't for my ego. It wasn't for my own
Right.
gain.
Well,
And
I
I
don't
feel
even
like
know if it's
that's
these people's well, I mean, it might be for I'm just trying to think of this woman. I mean, I'm sure it's ego, but like the people that fall in the comments are like, "Thank you so much for bringing Marilyn Monroe through. Like, I knew it was XYZ." And it's just like whenever I channel anything like that, it's always like, "So, what happened?" Like just for me, I'm like,
yeah,
"So,
so what happened?
what
What do you wanna
happened with
tell
that?"
us?
Like,
Right. But
not that
again,
I
it's
don't
not
repeat it to
necessarily
anybody.
that's just it. We're not repeating it to people. I
Mm-mm.
had a situation where I was at, our art museum here in Indianapolis, and they had the Van Gogh exhibit going.
Mm,
I
nice.
my son and his girlfriend went, my husband and I, and it's what that immersive
Yeah.
experience.
Mhm,
And
where it's the
so
lights and all that stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm just sitting, I'm just taking it all in, and I'm just enjoying it. I'm out in the wild, which means my closed sign is up.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
trying to pick up anything. All of a sudden, I hear a disembodied voice say, "I wasn't or I never liked that picture."
Isn't that funny when that
And then
happens?
he goes, and he says, "I really was just trying to practice noses. And clearly I
Stop.
failed at that one." And I'm like, I'm just
Right.
sitting there laughing. I'm like, "Is this
Yeah.
actually Vincent van Gogh, as they say
Right.
over there?" And he's like, "Of course." And I hear him like in an accent, "Of
Right,
course."
right.
And I was like, "Well, what about that one?" It's like, "Oh, I really like that one." And that was like he was saying, like, "This is my intention. This was my intention
Mhm.
with this one." I was practicing faces. I was practicing hair. He's like, "I can't believe these are in a museum right now."
Isn't that so funny?
It was wild.
No,
And
like, sometimes that does happen, and it's like, you're in your own little conversation
I'm
with
just giggling
whatever the
like a
thing is.
schoolgirl sitting on the floor, and
Yeah.
Matt's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "I'm just enjoying it." Like, I could have looked at him and been like, "Vincent van Gogh's talking in my head right now."
And there'd be no point because everyone would think that you'd lost your goddamn mind.
Bam, exactly. So you know what? I just let it happen and I enjoy it. So no
Yeah.
matter whether that was actually his spirit or whatever, it made my experience wonderful.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I
Mhm.
believe that we are all one. So you were
Yes.
tapping into that 1 trillion, trillionth, billionth percent of you that is Vincent van Gogh. So how
Correct.
there's like you are a Vincent van Gogh, or at least a portion of you is. So your Vincent van Goghness lit up. See, that's to me the thing is when you're really a medium that gets it, right? Like gets it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not tapping
Mhm.
into your grandmother. I'm tapping into the
The part
one
of me that knows is
dot
connected.
right, one dot of me that is your grandmother,
Mhm.
and I'm pulling that one dot of me that is your grandmother through and focusing on her instead of
Right.
me when she was alive on this planet as playing your grandmother.
Correct. Because if you really wanna do advanced stuff, you can say, "Okay, grandma, let's branch out. Show me your other lives."
Right. Because people always say,
It's always
"Well,
fun.
how do I know that they haven't been reincarnated?" I'm like, "Well, they
Even if
could
they have.
be, but this is the dot that was her as Victoria."
Right. But also, we can be in existence at the same time
We are,
simultaneously, like,
and we
we are.
are. We're right now I'm living 1 billion lifetimes in one
Right.
billion different experiences, in
Correct.
1 billion timelines, in 1 billion different all at the same time, right this
And I'm
second,
and I'm already a master level spirit guide
somewhere else,
elsewhere,
which is here.
which is here. Right. Wow. I know. I know. I gotta keep the crown on just to keep it all in check. That's why I
Keep it
wear
up.
crowns. Keeping it
But I
all in
mean,
check.
but that's truly, I mean, like, I'm not bringing your loved one through in that sense. I'm pulling up, I'm pulling out.
Mhm. Right.
We live within them. They're omnipotent. We live
Right.
within them, and we are just focusing in on that energy that is the frequency that was Meredith Willits at that time, in that
In
experience,
that
in
space.
that body that you knew
Mhm.
that's going to maybe help you heal in some way and say the right things. That's why, like, when you do, I'm working with this client right now. Actually, I have an appointment today with them. And it's crazy because we've been doing all this work, like tons and tons and tons of work within the last couple of weeks, which is not a normal experience for me, but there's some stuff going on. And
Mhm.
all of a sudden yesterday I saw a past life and it was almost like, oh, thank God we got to a past life. That means we've worked through so much of this
Yay!
lifetime. Like I was so excited because like it
Right.
comes when it's going to come. Like when
Correct.
so we must have worked through all of these things and then all of
Yep.
a sudden actually it was two past lives that came through and she goes, "Oh my god, that literally also happened in this lifetime, but like a percentage different, but this was the same and 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 this was the same." And I go, "Right, if we don't learn the lesson, if we don't do the thing in
Do
one
the thing.
lifetime,"
It
which
it
is why you
repeats.
keep right, dating the same person that was your mother, that's the next dating, you could do this a billion times. Spirit is patient. But if
Right.
you don't learn it, you're going to date the next guy because you are still unhealed. You are still dating an unhealed people. And so you're going to keep doing it over and over. So, anyways, I was so excited because we finally cracked into two past lives, which were almost the exact experiences that they've had in this lifetime and this lifetime they're healing
Mhm.
those things. Like it's all just the coolest and it's all
It is.
quantum.
Correct.
It's all
It's all
quantum.
quantum. It's all science.
It's all science. That's what I always say. I'm like, if you're a really good medium, you believe in science. And if you're a
Correct.
really good scientist, you believe in
You believe in
mediumship.
mediumship. Yep. I know.
So good.
I know. It's all the yummy stuff.
So you also teach classes,
I do.
obviously, and you're creating a new class, which I now want to take. I need to get on
And
your, I don't know if I'm on, do you have like a newsletter
that's an
where you
ongoing
advertise this
discussion.
stuff?
No, because I keep working on it and then I get sidetracked
I
and then
know.
I can't do it through my website because for some dumb reason, and then I'm just like, "Oh, squirrel." So I haven't done it yet, but I
So
do
why can't
need
you
to.
do it? Who's your website provider?
Weebly, and it's
Oh,
weird. It's weird. I'm gonna have to make phone calls, but then I get distracted, and
right.
then I just
I have
get
Wix. I
overwhelmed.
will tell you it's very easy. Like you can just create emails like till the cows come home.
I used to be able to do that with anyway,
Yeah.
I need to be able to pay people
Go to
to do that
Fiverr.
for me. I know.
Fiverr.
my friend Carrie keeps telling me all these amazing things like what you're telling me, and I'm like, "Okay," and then I don't do it.
No,
I
they
just gotta get
literally,
on it.
like, they'll have it done within, like, 2 days.
Okay. Because I do need to have an email. I try to put it all on my socials, at least. Everything I do, I put on
Yeah,
my
but you know how that
socials.
goes? If you're not
You
interacting, I'm not
know?
gonna get fed it. Like, and I don't go on social that much except for to, like, reply to comments and
Right.
post. Like, I'm a bad social media person
I
except for
mean,
maybe TikTok.
well, you mean you don't, like, come on and look and see what I'm doing every day, Meredith?
Not today, Satan. I won't. So have you ever turned a client away? Someone
Um,
take a cl have you someone take a cl like this not happening? You're not
can you hear me? You're frozen.
you're just
Oh, there we go.
it
Are you
you
back? Am I
it
back?
there you go, you're back. Yeah.
I all I heard was, "Have you client oh, what?" That's all I heard. To answer your
Have you
question,
ever
I have
like, not a
turned a
client, but
client
like
away.
a student, have you ever, like, had a student and you were like, "Yeah, this class is not for you?"
I have encouraged them, especially if it's not a wheelhouse that I can do. Like, if it's not something that I can do, I will help them find other teachers. Um,
Yeah.
I also have a very specific rule with my guides that, like, don't bring me people that I would have to turn away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
That's
I've
just like
I've
the
had
pact, right?
now I have fired a couple of students for their choices, and we've disconnected. Um,
Yeah.
but as far as turning them away, not very often, not very often. It's
Yeah.
only been if they wanna work in something that
Yeah.
I don't know how to do, like, why would I try to bring them on? But as far as, like, feeling their vibe and going, "Oh, bad, bad, bad juju," only a couple times, and even then, I gently show them a different direction that they might wanna go,
Yeah.
you know? And usually what it takes is a consultation. I find out their why, find out what they wanna do, and then I come up with a plan going forward of what I think they could work on. And if it's just not in alignment, I'll just tell them, "And you're gonna call my friend, da, 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 you're gonna call do so and so." But for the most part, most people, once they get to me, they're that means spirit's done their job already
Yeah,
of
yeah.
filtering.
That's
I
how I am with clients too.
my
Like, that's
people.
why I don't really advertise. Like, either you heard about me or you saw
Mhm.
me, and there's no, like, testing or questions. It's just you just hit the ground running and start the appointment. Like, I
Right.
I got one client one time through Yelp. I read, like, probably I think it was, like, 14 different spirits, family members, situations, and she sent me a text at the end of the one-hour appointment and was like, "I don't feel like I got my money's worth," and then I, like, took a photograph of my notes, and I circled each thing that I read for, like 14 in 1 hour. Like, I went and she's like, "What about my daughters?" I'm like, "This, da, 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 and this is gonna help you, and this you do," and I'm like, "I'm pretty sure you got your money's worth. I will not be refunding you." Like, I
Right.
worked my
Now
tail
I've had clients like that, not students, but I have had clients like that before that, "No, no, no, no," and I'm like, "Okay, clearly I'm off. Clearly."
Isn't that weird?
And then I'll say, "Let's reschedule if you feel like you're not getting what you were." And which, by the way, I always say, "What are you hoping to get out of your time
Yeah,
together?"
yeah.
I always ask upfront, "What are
That's
you?"
good.
Because I need to know, what are your expectations? Because if I've got grandpa coming in, but we're more worried about your relationship with your ex-husband, then I need to know that so I
Yeah,
know what
people always
direction.
say that. They're like, "Just tell me whatever you see." I'm like,
Whatever,
"That's
I'm
like."
open.
I hate
Mm-mm.
that. I'm like, "Okay,"
Mm.
and I say it like this: "If you go to a restaurant and you ask for food, and I bring you a steak, but you really wanted an ice cream sundae, you're gonna be pissed. So just
Yeah,
tell me what you want, and then we can get there much
we can
quicker
get
than this cat and mouse game." Yeah.
yes, what are you hoping to accomplish in our
Right.
time together? And I'll say, "I'm still gonna do whatever I want,
Yeah.
but if I know your goals, I'll know where to focus my energy."
Yeah.
And
Yeah, totally.
that's what I tell them. Um, and I have had people I've had to reschedule 2 times in all the years I've been doing this, 2 times, and they have when I follow up, do that next reading, I'm like, okay, well, I'm in a different place now. We're going to see if we connect better. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, actually,
You were right the whole
Actually, you
time.
were right the whole time.
Yep, every time.
I just told my loved one to say Joe, and since you didn't say that, I couldn't believe that what you were saying. I was like, "Okay," and then they validate all the points, but then still expect that second reading.
Yeah, no. Sorry. No. That
I'm
always
like,
happens.
"Yeah,
I'm always like, "Okay, it might not be what you resonate with today, but I promise you it will come true. I promise you, go talk to your
mhm,
mom, go talk to your sister, be patient. It's coming because it's not coming from me. I'm not
right."
making this shit up.
Well, and,
So it will happen."
going back to our original examples of, like, this weird thing coming in,
Yeah.
that like, that weird thing that's not in your wheelhouse, not in your memory, it came from someplace else, and
Yep.
that person is going, "No, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know." And what I do love is before the end of the reading when they go, "Oh my god,
Mhm.
I know." And it's such a weird, specific
Yeah.
memory to
Yeah.
them, and they're like, "There's no way you could have known that." I'm like, "And see."
And mic drop. That's the thing, like, at this day and age, I would be hard pressed. I would be interested in the lady with the gray hair that channels Charlie Kirk and Madonna. I would be interested if she actually does appointments,
Ooh. Hmm.
you
I
know,
don't care
because,
that
like,
much to look,
day
but
and
I would watch
age
you interview her.
that's a good idea. I don't know if I could, I just got the ick.
Wait, I know,
Um,
right? I don't want that in my energy, to be
mm-mm.
honest. If you're gonna do
I
that, just mm-mm.
Because, like, in this day and age, she would have, like, 100 Facebook reviews, Yelp reviews. Like, people would be destroying her on social media that she's a fraud if she actually did appointments. I mean, she might be channeling those people. I
She
just
might
don't.
be, but
Right,
is it really ethical? And what's
right.
it doing for the collective? What is it, um, and what value is she bringing? And I guess I would have to watch it. What value is
Yeah,
Charlie
I just
Kirk
get the
bringing to the
ick.
masses talking to her? Or
I just get the
Madonna
ick. I see
or
it right now,
whatever
it's
the other
making my
one.
stomach sick.
Yeah.
Isn't that so
Yeah.
bad?
No, it's not
Um,
bad. It's just like it's negative, low level, icky energy. And
yeah,
I have no interest in being part of that. And that's why I utilize my spirit team is that I don't want to interact with that. So don't bring it to me. So my spirit team, they're my entourage because
yeah, right.
again, I'm famous.
Clearly, we're
Okay.
famous.
Clearly, we're famous. And I just let my people handle all that, and that's what my
Yeah.
spirit team does. So if I'm not gonna be bringing in and also who says I wanna bring that guy? Oh,
Right, well, there's that part of it too. So you have a website, lorendacarr.com,
Mhm,
and you do classes and you do
I do.
readings.
Mhm. And I do past life regression online and in person,
Oh, yeah, past life
and
regression.
yep, yep,
You do all the
and
things, and you
I do
have
all
a
the
YouTube channel that you're constantly on doing all the
mhm.
good stuff and having the coolest
I have a
conversations.
show. I have
You
a
have a
show
show.
called The Crowned Medium. I know it tracks, right? And actually, I'm gonna be starting tonight is kicking off my Crowned Medium Monday Night Mania.
Oh,
So we're a
nice.
couple times a month, I'll do a Monday night because not everybody people, like, that have jobs and stuff,
Right.
can't always watch me at 10 AM on a Thursday morning. So, I know. So, I'm gonna start Monday nights, and I've got Tracy St. Croix on tonight. I say St. Croix. I say St. Croix because I feel like I'm French.
Right.
St. Croix, she has her own TV show on Binge TV and Paranormal
Nice.
Investigator, so she's gonna be on tonight. She's kicking off the
That's
Monday nights.
awesome.
So I do that Monday
Congratulations.
nights, and then I do that Thursdays and Thursday mornings, and then, yeah, I do readings. That's still my main thing that I love to do is
Yeah,
readings. Even
same.
more so than I love teaching. I also own a dance studio, so I have,
I
like, a
don't know how
lot of
you do all that.
I don't either. People. I have people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on today.
Well, thanks for having me on.
I wanted to
Appreciate it.
mention too, by the way, I have a link in my bio for Rise mushroom coffee. If have you tried this stuff?
I've never done the mushroom stuff, and I don't
Okay,
like
I'm
coffee, so
obsessed.
probably not that.
Okay, but if you like any type of like hazelnutty type
Mhm.
coffee,
I don't like
it doesn't
coffee.
give you the jitters because I moved to decaf and then everyone told me that decaf is like really unhealthy because they like use a lot of chemicals to make it decaffeinated. And so like this Rise coffee, it's 40% off right now. And if you go in the link in my bio, you get like another 15% off. So that's kind of like the sponsor of the show, who's not like a sponsor, but I love their coffee. And I just ordered 6 bags on the sale.
Oh my gosh.
So if you're kind of wanting to move away from the high volume caffeine and you don't want to go decaf because of the chemicals, check out the link in my bio. This is my Rise coffee.
Meanwhile,
I love it. I put my Vital Proteins in there every morning and I do my Rise. You should try it though. Like
I don't like coffee flavor at all.
Oh, you don't like coffee flavor?
I don't like coffee flavor at all. Oh. Like you can dress it up in all kinds of things, and I'm still like.
They do have hot chocolate, so if you want to get your mushrooms,
I do love hot chocolate.
If you want to get your mushies in and get all those,
I've never done any of that stuff.
Oh, you should. It's like it's not like psychedelic mushrooms. It's just like it's like brain mushrooms, like good, like healthy brain mushrooms. So check it out. Link in my bio from Meredyth Willits on all my social media stuff. But right now it's 40% off. And this is what I do. I ordered like the ritual set, which is like this huge, beautiful box. And you get all of these like free things in there, creamers and all this good stuff. And then order like 7 bags of it because you get it 40% off plus another 15% off.
Wow.
I know. So it's a really good deal. Rise coffee.
All right. I'm going to go check out the link.
I'm telling you, they have all the things. They have all the good things.
I like tea. I like hot tea. I like hot chocolate. I just don't do coffee at all. I keep trying it, thinking I'll grow up and like it.
No, it's all right.
No, my brain's like, no.
All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much for being on today. I so appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you having me on. I'm like, I get to be on Meredyth's show today.
Yay. I know. I got to be on yours and now you're on mine. I love it.
I know. It's very cool. Very cool, my friend.
I'll have to have you back when you're done with that book.
I know. Well, and Spirit told me there's something coming this year that will be that'll be the ending of my book.
Right.
Book 1. I'm supposed to write 3. I've been told.
My.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, cool. How about we get me through the first one? There's
How about we end this chapter literally?
Right. Maybe the hot chocolate mushroom.
There you go. That'll get the brains working.
But I think that there's something that's supposed to transpire.
I'm over transpiring. I'm done. I'm done with the lessons. I'm done. We're good. Let's move on.
They said it's good. They said it's a good thing. Like it's an outcome of all the things. And I'm like, as long as it just means I get my own TV show.
Perfect. You have to have me on your TV show and I'll have you on my TV show.
That'd be so fun.
I love it. All right, everybody. I'll see you guys here next week. Meredyth with a Y podcast. Again, LorendaCarr.com. Thank you so much for being here today. Until next week, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thanks for listening. If you would like to connect on a more personal level, head over to MeredythWillits.com or on Instagram at Meredyth with a Y for behind-the-scene footage and outtakes. Please subscribe and come back each week for more Meredyth with a Y. Thanks again for listening. Cheers.